Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. There you go. Or right here.
Who would have thought it would come to this? A courtroom packed with reporters, cameras hovering outside the courthouse, and in the middle of it all, Cassie Ventura set to testify against the man she once loved and lived with, Sean Diddy Combs. And what makes it even more intense? She'll be doing it while pregnant.
I want to be a mother, and I want to be motherly. It would be somebody that's good with kids, I guess. I grew up, it was just me and my brother. I think.
As the trial barrels forward, something unsettling is happening behind the scenes. Diddy's legal team, sources say, is pulling every trick in the book to delay the inevitable. The judge isn't buying it, and if this stalling keeps up, the consequences could be explosive. So the real question is, what is really going on? Why exactly are they trying to stall?
And it was day 3 of jury selection in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, and it looks like the process will continue for another day.
The judge had hoped to get the jury picked by today, but that did not happen. Opening statements are expected Monday.
The trial begins, but the tension is already high. Jury selection for Sean Diddy Combs' explosive sex trafficking and racketeering trial officially kicked off on the 5th of May in New York City. Over 150 potential jurors were summoned that day, and the court was determined to whittle them down to just 12 jurors and 6 alternates in a mere 3 days. But the drama began long before the official process started. After all, when you're dealing with a billionaire mogul like Diddy, nothing is ever simple. On the first day, Diddy didn't show up looking like the untouchable mogul he once was. Gone was his usual swagger. In his place, a man visibly showing the weight of the situation. He entered the courtroom dressed in a simple gray sweater and slacks, his once dark hair now nearly all gray. And the confidence he's known for? It was replaced by nervous energy he couldn't hide. 8 defense attorneys sat around him like a protective wall, but even they couldn't shield him from the scrutiny in that courtroom. At one point, after just 90 minutes of questioning, Diddy turned to Judge Arun Subramanian, asking for a break, and nervously confessed, "I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm just a little nervous today." Nervous? That might be an understatement. But Diddy's anxiety wasn't the only thing on full display. Something far more calculated has been happening behind the scenes.
Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial, and the entire rap game is shook about what might go down. Diddy's lawyers have already filed a desperate motion to delay their client's case, only to be brutally shut down by the judge.
A federal judge has denied Sean Diddy Combs' efforts to delay the start of his upcoming sex trafficking trial. The music mogul appeared in court today. His legal team wanted to push the trial start date by 2 months, saying they needed more time to prepare because of new charges filed earlier this month.
The delay tactics are getting obvious. Diddy's legal team had been preparing to buy time, and not just a little. First, they requested a modest 2-week delay, which seemed like nothing out of the ordinary for a case of this magnitude. But then, just when it seemed like things would move forward, they threw in the big one, a 2-month delay after its scheduled May 5th start date. And that definitely raised more than a few eyebrows. This wasn't just about buying more time. It was something far more strategic. However, their reason? They claimed the prosecutors were late in turning over evidence tied to a third superseding indictment, one that included new allegations regarding a second alleged victim, Victim 2. According to prosecutors, Diddy allegedly used force, fraud, or coercion to compel this woman to engage in commercial sex acts between 2021 and 2024. But was that the full story? Well, Judge Subramanian wasn't having it. He clapped back sharply, pointing out that Diddy had a legal dream team of 4 top attorneys. He had no excuse for delay. He denied the request outright and accused the defense team of going on a fishing expedition. In other words, they were stalling and the court knew it. But it wasn't just the judge who was calling out the stalling tactics. Prosecutors weren't fooled either. They came back with a firestorm of a rebuttal, making it crystal clear that this so-called new evidence was anything but new. In fact, according to them, Diddy had already seen this material during discovery, much of which was directly related to Cassie and victim number 2.
But Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, is choosing to testify under her own name. What is the significance of that, I guess from a prosecutorial standpoint, but also just in general? What is the significance of that?
She's ready to have her day in court.
Yeah.
She's ready to let everybody know, not just Diddy, but to let the world know what happened to her.
Cassie's testifying while pregnant. Let's call it what it is. Cassie's testimony could bury Diddy. And it's not just about what she's going to say, it's about how she looks when she says it. Cassie, now 38 and visibly pregnant, announced her pregnancy just 2 months ago with a glowing Instagram post featuring a carousel of baby bump photos. She and her husband, Alex Fine, are expecting their 3rd child. Now imagine it, a courtroom already filled with emotion, and in walks Cassie, glowing with motherhood, her belly undeniable. She takes the stand, her voice steady but her hands trembling, and the jury, already shown chilling videos, text, and photos, including the infamous hotel hallway clip where Diddy assaulted her, now has to weigh that evidence against the sight of a vulnerable, pregnant woman recounting years of alleged abuse. That visual alone? Devastating. Observers say this could be why Diddy's team is panicking. A pregnant Cassie isn't just a witness, she's a statement, a reminder, a symbol, and in front of the jury, it's a powerful image Diddy cannot afford. So why the sudden 2-month delay request? Simple, that would push the trial right past Cassie's due date. She'd be recovering, unavailable, perhaps even seen as too fragile to testify. Legal experts are raising their eyebrows. It's a smart move legally, but an obvious one, said former federal prosecutor Mitchell Epner in a recent interview. Any defense team would be watching the optics. They know Cassie's testimony could change the game. But Judge Subramanian isn't playing along. He made that crystal clear. You wanted a speedy trial? You're about to get one. The internet is not staying quiet either. He has used threats, violence, terror, and harassment to keep people in check, one fan wrote. I love seeing him struggle to maintain control now that he has none. Another said, he knows he is done. Done, diddy, done, done. And one chillingly pointed out, from billionaire to life in prison, I can't even comprehend that downfall. There's even a growing online campaign pushing for consecutive life sentences. Hopefully, he gets multiple life sentences, with years added. If not, he'll be out by 75 or sooner, and that's just not enough. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is a trial that could redefine accountability in hip-hop, the entertainment industry, and beyond. If Cassie testifies, and especially if she does so while pregnant, it sends a message to survivors everywhere. Silence is no longer the norm. And for Diddy, that could be the final chapter in a legacy built on music, money, and power. He once said he was down bad in that now infamous apology video, but this is far worse. If convicted, he faces life in federal prison, a fall so steep it's hard to even imagine. For now, the clock keeps ticking. Jury selection is wrapping up. The trial is set to proceed with opening arguments expected within days. Cassie's name is on the witness list, and the courtroom is bracing for impact. Diddy's legal team has no more lifelines, no more delays. If they try again, legal analysts say it could lead to severe sanctions, a formal slap that could seriously backfire for the defense. In the end, Cassie will get her moment, not just because she deserves it, but because the law demands it. And when she walks into that courtroom, pregnant and unafraid, she won't just be speaking for herself. She'll be speaking for every woman who's ever been told to sit down and stay silent. Not anymore. What do you think about Cassie testifying against Diddy while pregnant? Share with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.